Good morning, Foray. I hope you all had a good sleep and I hope you're ready for another day of learning. Today is Tuesday, the 21st of April, and today, hopefully, we have an easy day ahead. I sent your parents an email about a virtual open house that we have on a Thursday. Please let me tell you or inform you that this open house is not focusing on the academic performance, on how you're doing at school, but more about your general well-being at home, especially these days. So make sure your parents return that form or this email to me and let me know what time suits them the best. All right, brilliant. What is happening today? Your first lesson today is you will need to follow your individual timetables. The second lesson is English. In English, you will be looking at determiners. If you don't remember which part of the sentence would be a determiner, basically determiner is not any, it's a word that basically defines or adds more specific meaning to a noun in a sentence. So let's say I like this girl. Girl would be a noun because it's a person, but which girl? This girl. So this would be a determiner. Another example of determiner is this is the girl that I made friends with. Girl is a noun. The, okay, would be a determiner. An orange, an is a determiner. Um, five five boys. Five is a determiner, but you will see that in your lesson. I know that in on the presentation it doesn't say that you should submit anything. I still created a folder on Class Dojo. I want to see your English grammar work using determinists. All right, maths. On maths, we are still focusing on quadrant and coordinates and trying to find coordinates of different points on a grid. So please, this is actually not a new topic. You will continue practicing. So I hope that's going to go well for you. And then we have ICT. ICT, you will be working on Education City today. You have a couple of activities to do. Please make sure you do that during your ICT class. There's no video for this lesson because it's not needed. There's no instruction. Just complete your activities on Education City. That's what you have to do. We're going to be looking at the usage of browsers again and how we look for information. All right, and lesson 5 is actually UAE Social Studies with me. Other students have different things at this time, depending on your timetable. Those who have UAE Social Studies, we're going to be focusing on flags, especially the UAE flag, its colors, the meanings of these colors, and a general culture and values that UAE stands for. All right, I've already received a lot of work for UAE Social Studies, so if you have, this is for students who have UAE Social Studies with me, submit your work into UAE Social Studies B folder, please. All right, and your fifth lesson is music. So perfect. All right, so that sounds like a pretty easygoing day to me. Right, riddles again. I only had 18 answers for the riddles, so I will have to speak to those students who are not watching these videos because this is like a full-time activity that I'd like everyone to do in the morning. But anyway, the riddle was what begins with T, finishes with T, and has T in it? And the right answer was teapot. Okay, teapot starts with T, finishes with T, and it has T in it. Uh, Actually, all of you answered teapot, so that's very good. I didn't have any other answers. I think Mariam said tea bag, but however, this word tea bag doesn't finish with letter T, so it can be tea bag. Anyway, I'm gonna give you another riddle for today, which is I'm tall when I'm young and I'm short when I'm old. What am I? Once again, I am tall when I'm young and I'm short when I'm old. What am I? All right, please leave me your answers. Looking forward to reading them. And we have just some interesting facts. So, guys, before you start your day today, just sit back and listen to some interesting facts about the giraffes today. So, a male giraffe can weigh as much as a pickup truck. That's about 1,400 kilograms. Imagine. Although giraffe's neck is 1.5 to 1.8 meters, it contains the same number of vertebrae as a human neck. So basically, a giraffe's neck is as tall as me, for example, and I'm a very tall person, you know that, and it has the same number of vertebrae. Vertebrae are like certain bones that we have at the back of our neck. If you actually touch your neck, you'll be able to feel them. And despite giraffe's neck is much longer than ours, it has the same number of vertebrae. All right, a giraffe's habitat is usually found in African savannas, grasslands, and open woodlands. The hair that makes up a giraffe's tail is about 10 times thicker than the average strand of human hair. The distinctive spots that cover a giraffe's fur act as a good camouflage to protect the giraffe from predators. When the giraffe stands in front of trees and bushes, the light and dark coloring of its fur blends in with the shadows and sunlight. Right, it is possible to identify the gender of the giraffe from the horns on its head. So we will be able to tell if it's a girl or a boy from the horns on its head. Both males and females have horns, but the females are smaller and covered with hair at the top. Male giraffes may have up to 3 additional horns and no hair, obviously. Okay, giraffes are ruminants. This means that they have more than one stomach. In fact, giraffes have 4 stomachs, the extra stomachs assisting with digesting food. Drinking is one of the most dangerous times for a giraffe. While it is getting a drink, it cannot keep a lookout for predators and is vulnerable to attack. Right, male giraffes sometimes fight with the necks of the female giraffes. This is called necking. The two giraffes stand side by side, and one giraffe swings its head and neck, hitting his head against the other giraffe. Sometimes one giraffe is hit to the ground during a combat. Okay, a female giraffe gives birth while standing up. Okay, the calf drops approximately 6 feet to the ground, but it is not hurt from the fall, which is very bizarre. But anyway, the last fact is giraffes have bluish purple tongues, which are tough and covered in bristly hair to help them with eating the thorny acacia trees. So, because they mostly live in very dry areas, they sometimes they sometimes eat acacia trees that have thorns, okay, which are usually, these trees are found in savannas in Africa. Um, so these thorns, obviously, they put them in their mouths, they would usually hurt them, but because they have an adaptation, their tongue is especially adapted to eating such food. I mean, eating these thorns actually doesn't hurt them. So giraffes are pretty spectacular animals. Anyway, that's all I have to say for this morning. I do hope that you have a great day. Today, Teams meeting at 2:15, not 2 o'clock. Please make sure you follow up with my announcements on Class Dojo. And what else did I want to say? All right, guys. Please, guys, try to be independent and really try to look at the instructions that you get. Every day I get a couple of submissions when it's obvious that you didn't read the instructions or you didn't watch the video. So please, we do prepare these materials for you to make it to break it down, to make it as easy as possible. So please just follow that and you'll be fine. All right, great. Please. So have a great day and see you at 2:15.